In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across from me is the one and only Cash Krause. But before we begin, if you guys could please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. Every single day. Hey, it's a happy day, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
You're right.
It's well. Floridian slip, I think is what they call that.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
close.
Yeah, you have dicks on your mind for sure, bro.
I definitely do at this point. Yes.
But after seeing Nicolas Cage film,
it's hard not to.
you're not the only one, brother.
Of course
you
not.
ain't the only one.
Yes.
Please continue, though.
Check out our brand new website, haveyouseenitpodcast.com. You can find all the information there that you guys are looking for. Let's make that new push now to 20K.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be
20,000
awesome.
subscribers, yes.
And we have a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon now, and we just shot some behind-the-scenes footage as
Yeah,
well. So
we did. We
that'll be
shot a
fun.
little bit of our home theater.
Yeah.
Where they have the most expensive drinks this side of the Delta.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
That was the first time I ordered at that bar and the last time.
Yeah. So if you go to, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you will have seen this. But if you go to our theater close to us, they have a bar that they just opened up, I think, pretty recently. Yep. And it was the guy who was taking your tickets was also the bartender. He had to run from one place to another.
That guy deserves a raise. That's a lot of hands, a lot of
for
different
fucking
jobs.
the prices that they're charging for these drinks. That guy deserves a big old raise.
And we're talking single shot here, folks.
Yeah,
mine at least was $18. I could not believe that. I said I will never order another drink here.
No, and I don't. That is just not my favorite theater either. That's why I keep my Regal subscription. And that theater always just there's so much little things that they can do to improve that fucking theater.
To make it a great
It's the kind of thing where it was like a local theater and then AMC came in and bought it and they haven't done anything with it.
No renovations.
The only thing they did was put their name on even the garbage cans still say Cinetopia though.
Which out of all the things you figure you would have changed those little things that say the old company's name.
Yeah, it's
not the case.
Yeah, anyways, but at least we got to see an excellent film in my mind, at least. And we teased it earlier, it is a Nicolas Cage film.
It is.
Oh, baby.
It's always a good day when we review a Nick Cage film.
Oh, when we rage with the cage.
Rage with the cage. No raging, though, in this film.
No.
Very surprising. I thought we were going to get it.
And we'll talk about that because that was a huge... But we just came off seeing it like an hour ago.
Yep.
We fucking saw this film. So we are hot off it. We haven't had much time to digest it.
No, we have not. But at the end of it, which we'll get to later, but at the end of it, I found myself sitting there trying to process everything that just happened.
Oh, I found myself sitting in awe.
Yeah.
I was absolutely just blown away by the end. I couldn't believe what they did. And we got to talk about this. So we are doing Pig, just Pig, and it's not like a gritty Babe reboot.
No, absolutely not.
Just called Pig. Pig. It is a Nicolas Cage film directed by first-time director Michael Sarnowski.
And do we give him this right here? Do we give him the applause?
Delayed clap?
First time?
Oh, absolutely. I'll do that.
Hey, very good. Good work.
Absolutely. I got a feeling we'll be seeing this guy, at least on the indie scene, a lot more. Unless he makes that sudden jump that we've seen a lot of people do where they do one incredible indie film and then they're doing
directing Marvels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doing an or a Star Wars film. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like he also wrote this.
Yes.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
But we have some kind of home connection to this because
We do.
it is filmed in our hometown city, Portland.
Yeah.
And they showcase a lot of Portland.
They do.
There's quite a few things that are filmed in Portland, but they don't showcase it enough. I mean, they don't.
The city, at least.
It could be filmed anywhere. Most of those like TV shows that they do,
Right.
like The Librarian, that could be filmed anywhere. It looks like, but it's filmed in Portland. But this really showcased a lot of Portland. I was surprised. It was kind of cool.
The bridge, the Portland sign.
Roads I drive down every day
Yeah.
to go to work and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And it's Nicolas Cage. I feel like he's perfect for Portland.
I know. And I remember telling you about a year and a half ago, before we did like the podcast or anything, like before we started recording, I was like, hey man, I just auditioned for a Nick Cage film.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you were like, what? And I was like, yeah, I did.
Do you remember what the role was for?
It was just that one guy that was in the trailer for like 1 point.
Oh my god! You know what? I
second.
saw it and I immediately thought that had to have been the role. Yeah, I thought you could have done good in that.
I know. I thought I could have
Although
too.
that
But
guy-
he was skinny and I'm fat.
And he looked real fucking meth. He sold the
That's
role
the
for
thing.
meth for
Yeah.
sure.
That's the thing. I'm a big boy. Meth addicts are not fat. So
They can start
could not
out
have
fat.
portrayed that. They could have.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm just like a first time meth guy.
But that's funny. That's immediately what I thought. I'd be like, oh man, that would have been.
They
But
cut
that
out
was
some
so cool
dialogue
because you would have
though, from
been.
the audition.
Oh, absolutely. I could see that. But you would have been in a scene with Nicolas Cage.
Would have been literally my dream come true. Yeah.
I would have been
Man,
so.
I've worked
fucking-
with some cool people,
Oh
but
my,
Nick
Nicolas
Cage, there's tears to this. Nick
Absolutely,
Cage is up there.
he's the fucking A-S tier, yeah.
Yeah.
But Alex Wolff, we got to talk about him. He was in this. We know him from so much shit. He's
Yes. Hereditary pops out in my mind.
absolutely, but he's had a crazy fucking run. He started out on a Nickelodeon show,
Wild.
some shitty Nickelodeon show that was like a little past our time to be watching Nickelodeon. But my sister watched it.
Really?
But it's one of those shows you would watch and be like, oh, none of these kids are ever going to do anything again because this show sucks.
Yeah.
It was called the Naked Brothers Band. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds.
It was
Naked Brothers Band.
It was because
for
they liked,
Nickelodeon.
yeah, they weren't really naked.
Well, I would hope
It was because when they were kids, they played instruments. Like they're all brothers, and they played like naked. They have a picture of them all playing in the nude. I guess. I don't know. They're really little, like 0 to 1 years old,
Right.
like really young.
Oh,
But,
okay.
I don't know that much about the show. I don't know why I'm talking, but he's had an incredible career.
And he's also in the new M. Night Shyamalan old film as well.
But he's also an incredible actor.
Yeah, he is. He's very good.
It's almost like Shia LaBeouf. Like most people don't make it to that
Without
kind
the
of level.
crazy.
That we know of, yeah.
That we know
he
of,
seems to
yeah.
be pretty level-headed. But I read that his favorite actor is Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
Wow, really?
So imagine getting
to work with him side by side throughout the entire shoot. I mean, think about it. Majority of the scenes were with
they're
us
in
too.
every scene together almost. Besides
outside
the
of the
beginning,
four
they're
scenes.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're in almost every scene together. Yeah.
What a dream come true. That's
That
so
kid
cool.
is living his fucking
Yeah,
dream.
he
Yeah.
is.
Not only that, but he was in those Jumanji movies. So he got with The
That's
Rock
right.
and Jack Black.
Yep.
Incredible. But yeah, let's talk about let's talk about
jump
the
into
movie.
it. And I feel like in a lot of ways this was more of a character study than anything else. This was a slow burn. This is not your typical Nicolas Cage film at all. You know, we talk about the Cage Rage, but we didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
It was very, very even keel.
His most subdued.
Yes,
But
for sure.
arguably his best performance ever.
Yeah,
I
one of
mean,
them.
it's
I do love him in Mandy. I do love Mandy.
well, he has
but-
done 3 films now that all deal with him losing someone, and they're all amazing. He did Joe in 2013. And I don't know if you've seen that, but you would love it because it's all like these films. He did Joe, and then he did Mandy, and then he did Pig, and it's like I'll call him the tragedy trilogy because in each one it's him getting over a loss. But they're always Joe came out 2013. What Mandy came out 2017,
18.
18. So they all come out around 3 or 4 years apart, and they're all fucking phenomenal, dude. It's
Well, I think if you are a casting director and you have a script where you take away something from this character, you have to cast Nicolas Cage. I think that's the only way to do it.
yeah. Well, we
You're going
gotta
to get the best out of
we
it.
gotta talk about this premise. This premise is of Pig is John Wick without any of the fighting or violence.
Yeah, no fighting, no violence, nothing. It's just a very subdued
Just
film.
a broken man who was already broken.
Yeah.
and then he puts all of his love into one thing, and that gets taken away. Exactly like John Wick, and this is exactly what I thought going into it was it's going to be Nicolas Cage beating the shit out of everyone. It's so slow and so quiet, but it's so fucking good, dude. It is. When I realized like halfway through that he was not going to be punching anyone, and this is not going to be the Nicolas Cage that we know.
Yeah.
I just sat back and was in awe of it. I just let it flow over me.
And you have a lot more appreciation for it too.
Oh yeah.
You know, because you realize it's not that stereotypical revenge film. It's very different.
No.
And it deals with a lot of more deeper sentiments, too, as far as, like, with Alex Wolff's father in the film, dealing with his loss and his grief in a complete different way than Nicolas Cage does.
Yeah, and we're making it sound like a kind of just a straight-up drama. It is more of like a thriller, and it, like, paints this crazy picture of Portland. That was so cool. Though? It was so cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect. It's the perfect kind of that weird underground Fight Club thing.
It's Portland, though. I guarantee there's one of those somewhere in Portland that we're just not aware of.
Well, if you don't know, there is a series of tunnels that run underground of Portland. They're like they call them the Shanghai tunnels because they used to use them to Shanghai sailors into slavery. And there's an awesome tour you can take in Portland called the Shanghai Ghost Tours. Yep. That's super fucking cool. You get to walk around all those.
It's crazy. I've never taken that tour, and I've lived here for 27 years.
It's really cool, dude. They take you down there, and it's pretty creepy. You know, I didn't see any ghosts, but they promised you ghosts.
Yeah, of course, of course.
But like you said, it's so perfect for Portland, dude. Yeah. It's this mix of like this weird like I don't know, fantasy element, but like with the hardcore restaurant scene in Portland, you know, like how serious they take that shit.
They do in certain parts of Portland.
Oh, absolutely,
they do absolutely take the restaurant.
It's known as a culinary and like a big beer and like capital. They just named it one of the best pizza cities in America. Really, which is crazy, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah.
It's crazy, but like they use that so well. Like it really felt like the director Michael Sarnowski really fucking understood the city and was like, "This is probably from here." I would guess so, but that would be my guess. Read originally it was supposed to be set in France.
Really?
Yeah, and they wanted it to be set like far away in Europe or something, and then they realized we have $80 to make this film.
Well, not only that, but yeah, you want to talk about subsidies and filming in Oregon? They are very, very good for the film industry.
Not as good as Atlanta.
No, of course not. And that's why you see a lot of these TV shows film in Atlanta, Georgia. But Portland is like top 3 or 4 for...
We just did Fear Street filmed in Atlanta.
Yeah. Yep.
All of it's
all the Walking Deads are filmed in Atlanta. Yeah.
Well, I think they are set in Atlanta.
The move over to Atlanta.
Although I've heard for acting, it's still, unless you want to do like extra work or whatever. If you still want to get a main role, you got to go to LA. But if you want to do extra work, because they're bringing all their actors from LA to Atlanta.
Yeah, but the Atlanta market's growing a lot. I have a few actor friends who have actually live in Atlanta, Georgia right now, and are pretty busy as far as auditions.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get
main roles. Yeah.
Exactly. No.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's always the workup with the industry. I mean, you have to start with these, literally pig one-liners, and then you move up from there.
Well, that's a great segue because unless you are Nicolas Cage, I don't know if you're Nicolas Cage. He literally comes from Hollywood royalty. Mm-hmm. He is I don't know if you know, but Nicolas Cage's real name is Nicholas Coppola. He's the nephew of Francis Ford Coppola, who did the Godfather series.
Yeah, okay.
And
that is royalty.
Well, he's got brothers. Francis Ford Coppola is Nicolas Cage's dad. He was a composer. He married an actress. They all marry fucking actresses and actors. That family is fucking huge. It goes Jason Schwartzman. He's related to Nicolas Cage somehow. But it's a huge fucking like. And then you have Nicolas Cage. Like these guys, the Coppolas, they do Godfather, you know. Mm-hmm. And then you have Nicolas Cage, who's the most. You gotta be delicate when talking about him, but he's. People have said he overacts.
Sometimes,
yeah. People will say he's not the best actor.
And some people will say he's phenomenal.
Even though he does have an Oscar.
But he does choose questionable roles.
He does.
In films to be in.
Yeah.
But the ones that he does take and takes very seriously, he absolutely knocks them out of the park.
Well, when he slows down and like really, and obviously does a role that he's interested in, a lot of films he does Famously, he's got tax problems. We know that.
Yeah, we know that.
He owned a T-Rex skull.
Him and Wesley Snipes.
He owned a T-Rex skull at one point. That was like illegal. He paid like
Yeah.
$8 million for it. And the government just like, we're taking this. You can't own this.
Yeah.
He owned like 9 houses at one point. He was one of the richest men in Hollywood. He's making $40 million a year.
It's wild.
So he does a lot of films, but he's slowed down.
Yeah.
For sure. Look at his filmography. Crazy enough, he only did 2 films in 2020 and 3 films in 2021. 2019, 7 films.
Wow.
And this guy is not playing small parts in these fucking films. He's starring in everything. 7 films is crazy to do in 1 year. It's fucking nuts. And I haven't heard 6 of those films I've never heard of, which is crazy. But when he slows down and it's somehow when he gets these small like indie directors, when he slows down and someone knows how to tame the cage, he just churns out these fucking performances like this in Pig when he's this tortured fucking
Soul person.
And I gotta say, the continuity of his head wounds was fucking phenomenal, dude.
That's what I thought too.
His
even
eye
with the
gets
eye
more
swelling.
swollen through that the entire. And he gets beat in like the first act for sure. He gets beaten and
then continues to get beat.
and does
throughout
not
it.
wash his face the entire time.
And doesn't wash his clothes either. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, take a shower.
It's so satisfying at the very end when he finally puts water on his face. You're like, oh, thank fucking God. But the continuity of it's the same blood smear in every fucking scene that they have to do. And it's like a massive head wound he's walking around the entire fucking time with. It's crazy. I can't believe they shot this film in 20 days. That blows my mind.
Yeah, it doesn't really blow my mind, just for the simplicity of the story. Not to take anything away. I mean, it was a great film, but I just mean like the simplicity. There wasn't any special effects, after effects. It was very cut and
Well, there was a
dry
ton
as
of
far
different locations. They didn't film in one place, which always takes time.
Right.
And there's a ton of tough acting scenes as well, which always takes time as well. You usually do multiple takes. This film, what everything I've heard is they did not do multiple takes for anything.
Probably not.
So it kind of, I mean, 20 days is an incredibly short shoot.
Oh, absolutely.
There's not, I would say 90% of films made today are on a longer shoot than
Outside
20%.
of LJP.
Yeah, but I mean, that is just a different fucking world. And that's where a world where you can do 18 films in a year. Because, I don't know, in Hollywood films, you got to be much more dedicated to the process. But if you could do a film like this every 20 days, you could churn out fucking 30. But there's not.
Certain indie films, though, like, because I've done indie work that, like, no one's ever heard of, but, like, sometimes when you're on those sets, it's literally go, 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 and you are right. Like, you take 2 takes, and then one of those 2 takes they're using in the final cut, and that's it, you know?
Yeah,
so.
the less money, the shorter the process usually. Yeah, you don't have time to do anything. No reshoots or anything, but yeah, I felt the cinematography was also fucking amazing.
It was
and
very
the
beautiful.
score, it was a very melancholy-esque score. It wasn't like dreary or anything. It was kind of uplifting and also depressing at the same time.
My favorite shot was that very first opening with the dark water.
I
like as if it was just before dusk.
I like that a lot. I liked him just walking through the forest and the sun rays coming through the trees. It just felt very Oregon to me. I mean, the forest and everything. It was
With just a little fog in the background, which, you know, was placed.
And it
but
was-
it looked great.
in the writing again. It was so slow, but it just kept you engaged the entire time, and it gives you little tidbits of how the story is going to unfold. With like him going out and eating the dirt. Showed you that he didn't need the pig at all because he was doing it. And then he was like, remember, he was like, here. He was like pointing the pig into the direction of
He just
where-
loved the pig.
Oh, he fucking loved the let's talk about the pig.
Yeah.
Could not afford a trained pig on this set.
Wow.
Pig was 100% wild.
I did not
I mean, he was like
know
a
that.
farm pig. Could no training at all. Because those pigs, man, you know the industry, they ask for a lot of fucking, they're pigs. They're greedy.
pigs.
They ask for a lot of money. I guess this pig was constantly biting Nicolas Cage.
Really?
Yeah, he was constantly biting him. I guess he got a pretty bad bite one time to Nicolas Cage. He made a joke like, if all these things I did, this pig biting me, if this ended up killing me, he's like, I'm going to be upset. Because he's been like in car crashes and shit like that. But yeah, not a trained pig. Did phenomenal. His pig did such a good job.
Well, more phenomenal for the people working with the pig in general, because that was my first thought watching this film when I saw the pig, is I go, oh, that must be a trained pig. They must have got that from someone. Because
it's a circus pig, you think?
Yeah,
this pig has a filmography, I'm sure.
Well, because it was going very certain places. When he whistle, it would come over.
All kinds of debuts in this film.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's actually shocking.
I got a feeling it's not the last time we see this porker. We'll see him a lot.
We'll see him somewhere else.
And this film is so great. It starts out so slow, but it takes that time to build the relationship between Nicolas Cage, who's a madman in this, and this pig. Yep. And you're thinking, I can't care about this pig. By the time when they break in and that pig is screaming, you are like holding back tears. Yeah. Those screams were like,
they were awful.
That damn pig. And the pig is so damn cute. They eat together. He made him a little bed next to him. Yeah. It's so fucking cute.
He loved that little truffle pig.
Oh, he did. And it was the best fucking pig, too, dude. That pig was awesome. But, yeah, I just love how they built that. You know, they make you really care about. And those screams, the scream is like, the scream of a pig is very similar to the scream of a woman. Mm-hmm. It's very similar for sure.
Very intense too.
Absolutely, yeah. But it was just I love that scene, and again, it was so surprising when you found out he wasn't going to be beating people to death. Mm-hmm. When he meets the people who steal the pig, and he doesn't do anything to them, and these are people that took. It was so I love when a movie can surprise you. Mm-hmm. That fucking surprised me.
And that was one of the most shocking things, because I thought for sure, I mean, these people just openly admit it right away, and you're kind of taken back by that. You're like, okay, so now are you going to kill them? Are you going to beat them up?
Torture
and it was
scene?
Just like nothing. It was like they just got in a car and went off to find the pig.
This is a man who's absolutely just not there anymore. Mm-hmm. He's lost fucking everything. And again, he's like, it's not even worth it. Not even the energy to hurt these people to find that pig, you know?
He just wants his pig back.
He'll do it. And you get the feeling that he's been in so much pain. He does not want to cost any more pain.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because all these people he runs into,
they're fucked up in their own right.
Oh, every single one. Yeah. Edgar, the guy running the hobo camp fighting. Yeah. It's the guy he meets in the restaurant, these junkies, everyone is just as broken as he is. So there's no more pain being caused that needs to be. But I thought for sure he's going to kill these people.
So did I. Yeah, it was shocking.
I love that old woman, though. She's like, what kind of pig? It's like, truffle pig. Motherfucker.
You hold down this fort when I get back. No one better touch those fucking
motherfucker. She's still yelling. Yeah. And she goes right to the fucking people. I love that fucking
She was not messing around, that's for sure.
There's some little brief instances of comedy sprinkled out, and that's just a well-balanced script. Mm-hmm. The fuck Seattle line, even though we had 4 people,
everyone laughed.
That's a joke that's only going to land here.
For Pacific Northwest.
No one else that sees this movie is going to be like, yeah, fuck Seattle.
Yeah, fuck them. But don't they have the Seahawks, the Mariners? We like Seattle.
Yeah, it's just the Homer kind of, that's our rival, I guess, for some reason. I don't know. I have no idea why. Idea. They do take all the sports.
They do. We only have basketball, but hey, they don't have basketball anymore. So.
Those bastards, yeah. But yeah.
They do have hockey now.
They do. They got one more.
They do.
Yeah, and football and baseball. And they do have a soccer team. We have a soccer team, but they also have a soccer team, so it doesn't do as much.
But the Portland team won the championship before Seattle did. So
yeah, not this year.
No,
you're talking.
That was like 2016. Yeah, a few years ago.
Yeah, you're grasping. Guy.
I did watch that game though. That was the first soccer game I watched.
Yeah, I think everyone did. Yeah, we need a win. Portland does not give them any sports victories.
It does not.
But yeah, I loved it. I loved all the characters were fucking wacky and weird and very eccentric, and no character was wasted in this. There's never just a guy that was just a guy.
And one of my favorite scenes was actually when Nicolas Cage, Robin Feld, and that was something too, was the big reveal of this, just incredibly, almost legendary, almost like a
methodical. Yeah. He built the restaurant scene in Portland from the ground up.
From the ground up.
This guy is like a legend at this point. And that's something I kind of figured out even from watching the trailer, was he's going to be this disgraced chef. Because we do see it, and I love it. in movies when they show cooking scenes for some reason. They're really well done. It's just something that's very satisfying to me. And they do it very well. Yeah. But I knew when they showed like him cooking the mushroom pie or whatever. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, that was but when people hear his name, they're like, oh my God, I thought you were dead.
That's what I liked when he showed up to that restaurant and he starts talking to him and he remembers everything. How he fired him, when he fired him, how this man wanted to open a pub
that was cool.
Never really followed his dream. And like he was like literally it was a very beautiful scene too, because you could tell like Nicolas Cage, Robin, actually cared about other people and wanted to see them succeed and do what they love to do, because he said everything is fake, nothing is real.
Yeah,
you're not real.
That was so good.
And you just see Alex Wolff's character like almost taken back, like wow.
And the judge is like fighting, or not the judge, the chef is like fighting back fucking tears. He just completely breaks this man. But that's what he does instead of violence.
Yeah,
that's what he makes you feel in a way that all these characters have not felt in a very fucking long time. He knows, because again, I think he just knows that pain of fucking being nowhere. But yeah, man, he was, that was really good. That was a great scene when he broke that guy down. But I think
it was also a turning point for Alex Wolff's character too, because he almost had that self-realization, because he was so surface level and cared about the nice cars, the nice suits, and just being this very powerful, important person. And I think when he saw that as well, he goes, maybe this isn't what I want either. Maybe I've just been building this ruse of a life when I really don't give a shit about it. Yeah,
well, I mean, when you got Nicolas Cage him homeless forest man staring in your eyes, telling you the fucking flood's coming, man, and it's not gonna matter. You can't go to Mount Hood. That place is fucking active.
Hey, that wave's gonna be 10 stories high.
10 stories high. You can be looking up and you're like, hey, why was I buying these truffles in the first place? I love that, but I would love to read this screenplay, because that was a perfect way to interject, because you had to know that he had a photographic memory before the ending, the last act, for him to be able to replicate the dinner that Alex's Wolff mom and dad had. And so that was such a smart way of showing you he has this photographic memory, but not just being like offhanded, like someone whispering, hey, is that the chef with the photographic memory? That's something we see all the time. That's such a lazy way.
Lazy.
Instead, they showed you, which is just great fucking screenwriting, man. It's so good.
And that was also another powerful scene too, because we see Alex Wolff. He talks about his parents. He talks about his mom and how she committed suicide. And
that takes such a crazy turn.
It does. And then he goes to this nursing care, like hospital type thing. Come to find out his mom,
I thought his mom was dead.
Alive.
Yeah, she committed suicide because his dad, who plays a huge role. And at first, when they first introduced, like when Alex Wolff was like, hey, my parents, because at first when he introduced the dinner, where they had the dinner and that was like the happiest time of their lives, I thought, man, why is there even a connection between him and Nicolas Cage in this film? Turns out it plays a huge fucking role in the entire thing. That his dad is like the truffle mob godfather. So it plays a huge role, and it all is interconnected. But yeah, when he tells him his mom ended up committing suicide, and then we later figure out that she survived and his dad's only keeping her alive, connected to these fucking machines for nothing. But it's
no reason.
A heartbreaking scene, dude. That comes out of nowhere.
And he literally talks about, too, the only time he's ever saw his parents happy growing up as a child was after they had this dinner with this very famous chef.
And that's where it becomes like even more myth than legend, was that you eat one time at his restaurant and it like stays with you
forever.
It just ruins your life because you can't you'll never hit that peak again. So everyone's just becomes super depressed and you're like, we'll never have a Robin Field meal again. Yeah. Although you could probably get a seat again and
it also shows something with Nick Cage's character too, and the way that he was a genuine good soul, because like you would look at a man who took your pig, who literally threatened you that if you ever show up again, I will kill you, and he cooks this man dinner.
And also
the dinner with his wife that he had for the last time they were really truly
and
happy
I figured that out when he was sending Alex Wolff to buy these separate ingredients, but I was just so interested in how they were going to play that off. I really wanted to see how it was going to work, because that's such a delicate thing to do. I want to see how the guy who plays Alex Wolff's dad, who's in a lot of shit, Arkin.
Yes. Adam Arkin?
Adam Arkin, yeah, who's a wonderful actor. He's in a lot of stuff, but I was so interested to see how he was gonna play that scene. You know, how he was gonna eventually eat the meal and then kind of break down. And it's so well done, so well shot. It's very slow, like the entire movie. Yeah, and it takes his time for them to even get going. But again, you're thinking he was gonna go in and torture that guy, and Alex Wolff might have been in on it because he hated him, but completely different, flips you on your fucking head.
And very realistic, too. Like, this is a story that you could see genuinely happening with no movie magic whatsoever. No. You know? It was very grounded, very realistic, as if, like, if someone actually had something taken for them, this is the route they would go down.
You wouldn't go on a murderous rampage.
No.
Not at all.
Unless you're John Wick, you know? Like, that's it.
Unless it's an action film.
Yes.
That's it. But no, exactly. This was so... Yeah, exactly. And it's like he can't even really do anything. I mean, he may be able to go to the cops, but I mean, Tweaker stole your pig. You live in the forest. We don't fight.
What are you going to do?
It's going to happen, dude.
Don't have a lot of resources either.
Did you see the lock on his door? It was just a wooden, like a stick he put in the door.
Hey, they kicked that down pretty easy. I think that was just to keep the coyotes out.
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, I think the coyotes might have been able to kick that bad
Probably
boy down.
Probably could have.
No wonder the pig was kind of freaking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly like nothing could happen, and him going on a murderous rampage would have done nothing. It would just been crazy. Man goes on killing spree. Yeah. But him doing that is just so much. It's more powerful. It's better than John Wick. I mean, it's hard to even come by a film like this. It really is. But it's special, and for Nicolas Cage to do it, good for him, dude. He's had such a crazy fucking career.
Yes.
Where he went from acting in nothing to having these small parts in like Fast Times at Ridgemont. He's got 2 lines to becoming the leading man in Hollywood, and then to have to then get to go back to nothing, then to be doing those shitty straight to DVD films, and then win an Oscar, and then win an Oscar, and then goes back down again, and now like these people that I guess have kind of grown up with him, like these indie directors have like. They're the only ones that really appreciate him anymore because mainstream Hollywood is not giving him roles anymore.
No, they won't give him the time of day.
No.
Which, fuck them.
Yeah, I mean,
seriously.
But I'm glad. I don't think he works in a mainstream film anymore.
No.
He works
really well in indie.
Absolutely,
I mean, as you just brought up, like, you know, Joe, Mandy, and now this, like, these are, in my opinion, his best roles. Like, they're his most powerful roles.
And these are roles that I said before he's taking because he's not being paid much for these fucking movies. Of
course not.
He's not. No. So, I mean, they're not going to the IRS. They're not an IRS production. They are, he produced this film. He probably took money out of for to do it.
Probably.
So, I mean, it's just amazing, man. I can't wait to watch the Nicolas Cage documentary or the Nicolas Cage biopic. But it's one of those guys, it's like you can't make a film about him because there's no one
who could even portray.
There's no actor like him. I mean, I don't say that lightly. There's no, and other actors say that too. Whether you hate him or love him, he kind of like reinvented acting. I don't know. His performances are larger than life. It's like, where everyone else was trying to be super realistic, he just went over the fucking top. And I love him for it. But not in this. In this, he's very subdued, but there are some great fucking scenes especially when they tell him the big news.
Yeah.
And I love that going just straight silent with it. No sound or anything.
Yes, because again, that is your subdued Nicolas Cage.
Let him act.
Yes.
Let him eat.
But even that breakdown and not hearing his wailing and his crying was almost more powerful than hearing him
It's
cry.
the Mandy bathroom scene.
Yeah.
That's a scene where if I'm a director, I say, I just let him go.
Oh, you don't give that man any direction.
The entire time,
the
entire time, I'm putting fucking restraints on him. I'm not letting him go crazy the entire time.
No, but in that scene,
and then in that scene, I say, just go. Just
do whatever
fucking
you got to
go.
do.
Exactly.
We're going to do 4 or 5 takes.
We'll film as long as you want. Just go. And I'm sure he probably fucking nailed it on the first try.
Oh, yeah. And that Mandy scene is one of my favorite scenes in
I go back to it all the time.
History.
It's hilarious. It's so
just
good.
from going from one thing to another to the bottle. Yeah. Pounding the bottle.
Him in his underwear.
Awesome. Yeah, in his whitey tighties with the tiger shirt. It's great. It never gets old.
I love him, dude. I've taken shit for defending Nicolas Cage. I've also given him shit because some of his films are laughable. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
But when he comes out with films like this, he just does some of my favorite films. And he's done some of my favorite films of the last decade, which is wild to say.
So here's the question I posed to you, and it's a question that I've been waiting to ask this whole time. Was this your favorite film of 2021?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
I said it going in, but this is my, which is crazy because we've been kind of on a hot streak. I love when we do go on a hot streak because it's so satisfying. It's Riders of Justice. But I gotta put this higher. They're right there, but I gotta put Pig higher, man.
Okay,
you're just rooting for Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, you are.
He's a guy you want to
see
win.
him succeed.
Yeah, because he's passionate about the job he's doing. Some actors half-ass it. That's one thing you'll never get from Nicolas Cage is him half-assing it. You'll get 200%. And sometimes you don't want it.
If you didn't know, this film was by Neon. I think we saw that 6 times in the opening fucking credits.
Neon,
I was like, I get it, guys.
For not having a budget, 9 other production companies.
It
went on for a very... Neon is great.
What was the title of that film, that trailer that we saw? Because that looked fascinating.
That was a French film. That was from the director of Raw. We did Raw, remember?
We did do Raw.
Loved Raw's one of my favorite horror films.
Great film.
I
would love to... We got to figure out the title of that.
It was something short, but I'm pretty sure it's a French film.
Well, we'll just look it up. It'll be easy.
We should do a reaction to it.
Raw. Yeah, we should.
I want to watch it. Yeah. But would you recommend Pig to people?
No, it was horrible. Don't see it. No, absolutely.
This is one where I would not think almost regular audiences would, but this is one that's kind of resonating with everyone.
Yeah, see, that's the most surprising thing to me. So and we talked about this off air, but how the critic score and the audience score are both in the mid-90s. I would have thought that the audience score for this film would be in the fucking gutter.
Again, that's what I'm saying. It's a rare film.
Yeah. But it's just good, and I think no matter what, it resonates
because it's so slow. Most people you think need that immediate action all the time, and you think once you realize he's not killing everyone, that maybe would turn off people. But it's just one of those films that I think passes right through that. Yeah, I think once you get into it, you're like, oh my god, I gotta know where this guy's gonna go with this fucking pig. I gotta go look. And that pig really draws you. It's so cute.
It does. It's the cutest little truffle pig I've ever seen in my damn life.
It really is. But yeah, man, I loved it. Favorite film of the year so far. Dune's coming up.
I know that'll hit your favorite film.
Absolutely. But loved it.
Alrighty. Well, guys, that is our review for Pig. If you guys like what you've seen here, please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notifications as we drop videos here every single day.
Yes, we do.
Floating and sweat. Be sure to check out our website, haveyouseenitpodcast.com, and our Patreon account for exclusive behind-the-scenes footage, exclusive reviews, and just all the good stuff. So thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause. Until next time.
Bye.